What's up, guys? You know who it is, djwoopig, and today we're going to talk about the client call. You get the gig and it's officially wedding week, or the wedding's in a couple days. Now it's time to reach out to the client. You've had the client online filling out, your planning forms and their music and stuff like that. Whether you use something like DJ Intelligence, DJ Event Planner, Honeybook, 7 Hats, whatever. You've got all the information compiled. So how do you go about reviewing this with the client themselves? What I like to do 7 days out or so is just make contact with the bride. The bride, 9 times out of 10, is the person you're going to make contact with, just because they're going to remember this stuff. Men, we mess up a lot, so it's always best to make contact with the bride, because she's going to remember, going through this, going through the forms and everything that you have in place. So find a good time. You don't have to meet in person. Meeting in person is just a plus. If you can do it via Skype, that's great. If you can have them come into the office, that's great. But a simple phone call works just as well, because you're just going over information they've already inputted. It's not like you're going over something new. So today, here in just a few moments, we're going to take a call. I've got one of my new DJs in the office today. He's gonna hear how all of this goes about. He hadn't done one of these before, so I just want to brief him on how I do it, and then my job is to get him to replicate that when he's got a very client of his very own. So first things first, I've got everything that I need printed out, and I want it printed out because I can go through here and make notes and talk right while the client is talking, as opposed to having it on the computer where I'm scrolling up and down for things, or randomly closing out the wrong window. That's not something that you want. You want this stuff on pen and paper. You've got your pen, you've got your paper, you're making notes, you're talking to the client, and you're going through this thing start to finish, top to bottom. That way nothing is looked over. We're going to talk through names. We're going to go through the whole thing. So instead of me sitting here explaining myself, we're going to start the call right now.
Hello.
Hey, Courtney.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's John Simmons with Crown Entertainment.
Oh, hey.
You didn't know who it was for a second. I apologize.
It's fine.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations. Big day tomorrow.
Thank you.
Are you nervous? Excited?
I'm excited.
Perfect. We're excited for you. I've got Hayden, your event host. He's actually here at my office now, so I just want to put you on speakerphone and just kind of go through all of the stuff that's on the planner that you filled out, as well as what you and Jennifer have gone over with the timeline. We just want to make sure everything matches and is the same. And if it's not the same, we need to know what changes to make. Okay, so first things first, I've got your ceremony kicking off at 5 p.m., correct?
Yes.
Okay, so our event hosts, they will get there no later than 2 hours prior to the event. So he's probably going to be showing up around the same time that your family shows up, around 3 o'clock. Now it's only going to take him about 35 minutes or so to set up. Then he'll get changed, and we plan to start playing your wedding prelude music, just light background music, somewhere around 4:30. That way, as your guests are arriving, they're not just sitting there in silence and twiddling their thumbs.
Okay.
Now, is there a particular genre of music you would like for the prelude music? Typically, what we do, it's just kind of light love songs, some John Mayer, some Jason Mraz, Colby Calais, that type of stuff, or is there a different vibe that you're wanting?
That all sounds good to us.
Okay. Okay. Well, we've got a great playlist already picked out for you. For your grandparents, the seating of your grandparents, we've got Perfect, which is the piano version.
Yep.
And we're going to continue that for the seating of the parents, all that stuff. For the processional of your bridal party, we've got From the Ground Up.
Okay.
And that's going to go through Emily, Austin, Jordan, Alex, Carmen, Griffin, Melissa, and Jeff. Also your flower girl and ring bearer. And then for you, we've got Marry Me by Train.
Yep.
And you're going to be getting walked in by your Uncle Craig.
Yep.
Perfect. Now in the middle, I don't have anything for a like a sand ceremony or knot ceremony, anything like that. That's all the music I have except for the recessional, which is Don't You by Simple Minds.
That's right.
Perfect. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now we've got the reception starting pretty much immediately following at 5:30. You guys are going to go out for pictures, 20 to 30 minutes or so. Now, are y'all doing a first look, or are y'all doing everything after the wedding itself?
We're going to do a first look, and there will be just a few pictures after the wedding.
Perfect. And I've got for your kind of your cocktail music, I've got easy country stuff. Is that okay?
Yep, that's good.
Perfect. Okay, so once we make our grand entrance back in, we're going to announce the bridal party. First thing we're going to do is thank everybody for coming out that evening. And then you guys typically, tell me if I'm wrong, you're probably going to come through the front barn door. Is that where you guys are coming through?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, out of the weddings that we do out there, I would say 95% of them come through that front door. So just be prepared to do that tomorrow, unless it's pouring down raining, and then we may have you guys come out from the bridal suite or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. For the bridal party itself, we're going to introduce them in pairs. They're coming out to I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Great song, by the way. First up, we've got Emily and Austin.
Yep.
After that, Jordan and Alex.
Yep.
Carmen and Griffin.
Yes.
Our maid of honor and best man, Melissa and Jeff.
Yep.
And we're going to introduce you guys. Now, on the planning form here, I've got, and now we introduce the new Mr. and Mrs. Scarborough. Is that correct?
Yes.
Perfect. And we're going to go straight into our first dance. We're going to try to keep the energy high while you guys are doing your grand entrances. But as soon as we get done bringing you guys in, we're going to go directly into our first dance, which is Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so after that, the first part of your reception, just the opening of it, will be finished. We're going to go ahead and open up the buffet line, and we're going to have it looks like we're going to have a blessing. No, we're not going to have a blessing, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so pretty much as soon as you guys get done with your first dance, which we're not going to shorten, it looks like on your list, so we're going to keep it going through. Now, if you decide that you get out there, because Tennessee Whiskey is about 4.5 minutes or so.
We can shorten it then.
Yeah, so typically Jennifer will give us a nod. If you get out there and it's getting to be a little long, just make eye contact with the DJ, a simple nod, and we'll go ahead and fade it out.
Okay.
Perfect. After that, we're going to open up the buffet line. It's going to take, depending on how many guests that you have, you've got an estimate here of 150 guests or so. So that's going to take probably about 35-40 minutes to get everybody through the buffet line and fed.
Okay.
And we're going to be playing easy country during the dinner mix as well. And with the easy country, we try to play stuff that's not super duper slow. That way, as people are eating, they're not getting too tired. We want to try to keep the energy high, or at least light, until we get done. That way, you don't have people trying to rush out the door as soon as dinner's over.
Okay.
Perfect. We've got a toast. After, the sweetheart table is going to be set up after dinner. We've got a toast by your maid of honor, your best man, and your Uncle Craig, correct?
So I have 6 people that are giving toast.
Okay. The 6 people, do you know them off the top of your head?
I do, and I have them in order.
Okay, let's see it.
So number 1 is going to be Jeff Scarborough.
Okay.
Number 2 will be Austin Metzler.
Okay.
Number 3 will be Melissa Rower.
Okay.
Number 4 will be Craig Cowan.
Okay.
Number 5 will be Jordan Moody.
Okay.
And number 6 will be Carmen Armstrong.
Carmen?
Yes.
Perfect. So we're instead of doing last names, we're just going to introduce them as Jeff, Austin, Melissa, Craig, Jordan, and Carmen in that order.
Okay.
That was the correct order?
No, that's right.
Okay. Perfect. So we've got a whole boatload of toast, which is perfectly okay because it's your day. We're doing what you want to do. And then after that, we've got a father-daughter dance, which is you and your Uncle Craig.
Yes.
Now, what is Craig's last name?
Howen. Howen.
Craig Howen. Perfect. So we're going to introduce him as Uncle Craig Howen just because we like to be a little bit more personable. Instead of just saying Uncle Craig, we want to make sure we got the first and last name in there. You guys are going to be dancing to My Wish. And it's just like your parent dances are just the same as the first dance. If you get out there and it's a little long, just give us a simple nod and we will go from there.
Okay.
And then William and his mother is, hold on just a second, I'm going through my pages here. His mother is Kim, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so William and Kim, they're going to be dancing to Stars in Alabama.
Yes.
Now let me ask you this. William, does he go by Will or is it William? What's he more comfortable with?
He goes by Will.
He goes by Will. Perfect. So is that okay if we introduce him as Will? Is that good?
Yes.
Perfect.
That's fine.
Will is the groom. And then after that, essentially, all of your formalities are done. We're going to officially open up the dance floor. 9 times out of 10, we're going to start off with something just either kind of slow. That's going to get some of the older couples out there. We'll ask everybody to, come out on the dance floor to share a dance with the newlywed couple. Or we'll play something that's like kind of upbeat, such as a line dance. One of those two, we'll read your crowd. The reason why we do that is because if we can get everybody up there on the floor almost immediately, it's a lot easier to keep them there than it is to just start off with something nobody knows. So if your crowd tomorrow, if we kind of read your crowd and they're a little bit older, what we're going to do after William and his mom get done with their dance, we're going to invite all the couples or everybody onto the dance floor to share a dance with you and him, and then from there we will lighten it up from there. So we may do a slow song into the Cupid Shuffle. That's always a good call. Or if your guests are a little bit younger, we'll just go right out of the box with the Cupid Shuffle. Just open up the dance floor, stuff that people know, and that way we can get, if you don't have a big dancing crowd, we can at least get a lot of those full dance floor shots right there at the beginning.
Well, so the people at my wedding are big dancers.
Perfect.
Line dancers.
Big dancers, and they love line dances. So I tell you what, are they more into country line dances or like cha-cha slide, Cupid Shuffle, wobble type stuff?
All of it.
All of it. So what we're going to do then is we're going to open up the dance floor with the Cupid Shuffle.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So we're going to continue the party. Jennifer, she's really good. We work with her almost exclusively out there. She's really good at keeping the flow of the atmosphere going. So she's just going to give us a nod pretty much whenever it's time for the bouquet and garter toss. If some people are starting to clear out a little early, because I think we might have some inclement weather tomorrow evening. If we start to see people are it's thinning out early, we're going to push that bouquet and garter toss up. If it's sticking around for a while, we're going to try as hard as we can to hold that off until right before your sparklers send off.
Okay.
And for those two dances, for those two activities, for the bouquet, I don't have a bouquet, so we're not doing a bouquet toss. Is that correct?
We are. I found out Jennifer made me a toss bouquet. I didn't know I was getting one.
Perfect. Okay, so I don't have a song for it. How about Single Ladies by Beyonce? That's the most popular one to do it to.
That's a good one.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do that for the bouquet toss, and then for the garter toss, depending on, it says use our judgment. I'm just going to let you know, if your crowd's a little bit younger, we typically go for Pony by Genuine because it always gets good laughs and it gets the energy up. If your crowd's a little older or a little bit more reserved, we're going to go for You Sexy Thing by Hot Chocolate. It's also one that, kind of gets people excited as well. Are either one of those okay with you?
They're both okay.
They're both okay.
Kind of in the crowd.
Perfect. Okay. All righty. So I've got that down. And that's pretty much it. From there, you know, after we get done with the formalities, we're going to reopen the dance floor and really just kind of play whatever for the rest of the night. We're going to continue the party until the end. And I have a 10:30 sparkler send-off, and that sparkler send-off ends the night, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. And let's see here, just going over your planning form that I had you guys fill out. Personally, looking at your music request list, you've got a lot of good stuff on here. A lot of you know, high energy type dance music. You've also got some country thrown in there, which is good. And I don't see a whole bunch of slow songs. Typically with the slower stuff, we'll interject that during dinner time just because we like to keep the energy high and make sure you have a great time once we officially, you know, kick things off. So if it's a little bit slower, we're going to try to put that in during dinner, but it looks like you got a good mix of music. You describe your crowd as crazy party animals, which is dope. And we've got an estimated count of about 150. The DJs or your event host, it says Sunday's best, so what we'll do is we'll come suited up, so jacket or tie, one of the two, but we're going to look nice and we're not going to, you know, stand out. We're going to fit right in with your guests as well. So I think, just kind of looking over everything now, I think that's about it. Courtney, do you have any questions for me?
No, that all sounds good.
Perfect. Well, we'll get there tomorrow about 3 o'clock. If you have any questions, I know you're going to be there earlier during the day, but if you've got any questions, feel free to either call or text me or talk to Jennifer. Like I said, our office is actually, you know, 5 minutes up the road. So if something changes or you need something, just please let us know. We're here to serve you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Perfect. Courtney, we can't wait to celebrate with you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
So that's pretty much it. That's the process of how I talk to my bride when it's crunch week. If you've got any questions or if you do things a little bit differently, go ahead and leave it down in the... All right, so look, I've made this super simple now. After going through and looking at the video, watching it back, I realize it may be hard to follow if you don't have the sheet that I'm looking at when talking to the bride. There were quite a few questions on that questionnaire that I didn't ask in person or on the phone just because it's stuff that may not pertain to a certain event, but I've made it a lot easier. This form is actually available for download. If you go to my website, crownentertainmentar.com, go over to the shop, you can get my complete wedding planner, form for $8. $8 bucks. It's super affordable. It's every question that I think you need to know or that you need to ask. I've been doing this right at 10 years now. There's a lot of things that I wish I would have asked once I turn up to the venue, and now I'm scrambling to get questions answered. It's got everything on there that you need to know for the day of. So if you want to skip all of this, that you know, if you want to go back through, watch the video, write stuff down, that's cool. If you want to get the complete form of what I use to talk to the bride with Crunch Week, go to my website, crownentertainmentar.com. $8. You can download it onto your computer, then print it out and use it as you're talking to your bride. Put it up on your website and have them fill it out. Whatever. But it's super simple, super affordable, and I appreciate your support. Back to the video. Go ahead and leave it down in the comment section. We're all here trying to help each other. If you've got a question not pertaining to this video, be sure to shoot me an email, djwoopig@gmail.com. Also, you can follow me on social media. All my stuff is at djwoopig. That is where you can find me. Until next time, guys, I appreciate you watching. Be sure to click the subscribe button. We're at 10,000 subscribers plus, so now we're trying to get to that next milestone of 20K, and you know, we've got a lot of stuff on the docket coming up. We've got some companies that we're going to be working with very soon. Lots of exciting stuff going on around here on the channel. So that's it. I finished my phone call. I am going to pack it up and go to the house. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.